Hello and welcome. For those of you returning, welcome back. And for those of you who are new and just stumbled upon this video, I'm sorry. If you're looking for some quality woodworking and great narrative, you should probably go check over Camo Blacktail Studio. I, on the other hand, am digging through and trying to find all the hardwood I have as scrap so that I could build something for my nephew's graduation. I settled on making a tie and bow tie, something I've never done before, so I figured I'd try it out. This is all the material I have to make a couple ties out of. I only have a few days. He's graduating on Saturday, but we're seeing him on Friday. I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to build it. So my plan is to use the zebra wood for a bow tie, and then use this bar and use that inside here just to add some color contrast to the tie. That way it's just not a solid piece of cherry. If that doesn't work out, I could just use a solid piece of cherry. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cut down, and I'm gonna hollow out part of the cherry to inset it, and then tomorrow I can cut everything. Yeah, that's a plan. That's a plan. I used a scrap piece of pine I had lying around to test out the measurements and dial it in. I'm going to be making some plunge cuts to get the side cut for this inlay. Now, plunge cuts on table saw the safest thing to do? No, but get off my back. It worked. Now, I don't have any clamps to clamp this thing to. I'm going to need to build myself a proper workbench one of the days, but until then, I'm going to do this the ghetto way. Oh, look at that chatoyancy. Oh, this is going to look so cool. On a funny note, I was going to take my coping saw apart to fit it in. Doesn't fit, which is funny. That came out pretty good. Now, start working on the bow tie. Cue 2012 transition. So, classic bow ties, 4.5 by 2.25 tall, and then angled and all that goodness. Part of me wants to build the entire thing out of this. The other part of me doesn't want to waste material and wants to cut it in half and then join the two halves. So I'm going to draw it out, see how much I'm using, and yeah, see what's going on. So here's the plan. I'm going to cut this shape out, and I'm going to create a square that's a little bit larger that's going to sit over the top of it, so that way it looks like it's out of something. That's the plan. Let's see how it comes out. Now that I have the tie shaped out, so cute. The next thing I want to do is get a piece of purple heart to envelop it like a square, just a little bit. And I want it to go over the top so that way from the front you don't see any joints or anything. It's so small. Originally my thought was a router to cut a little section out. My second thought was a Dremel. I have this cool little tool that turns the Dremel into a router that I've never used. So I'm going to use it. You will find out in about 15-20 minutes whether or not this was a good idea or not. Stay tuned. It's just so smoky. I don't know if this is correct. So the other way of doing it is just glue something to the face. I got the piece cut and it fit right there like so. I may be able to cut a little more off. Yeah. I want to keep that. Yes, I have a mini table clamp. I really need to build a workbench. Let's hope this is enough. Alright, that's good. Now, when I glue this, I'm actually going to wrap plastic tape around the thing that goes around your neck, the tie portion, around the strap. That way no glue adheres to it, and hopefully I'll be able to slide it out and take the tape off. That's the hope. Let's glue. All I care about is that I can move this in and out. All right, set that to dry. Whenever I see real YouTubers doing woodwork, I can always have a pencil to hold down the piece next to the table saw. Thought I'd copy them. Didn't work for me. So I guess I'm gonna do it the quote-unquote unsafe way. Can't blame me or say I didn't try. So until I was editing, I had no idea I did this little dance. I decided to keep it in because I just have this incredible dead face. I don't even think I realized I was dancing when I did that. Hello. It's another day. Sun's shining. Wind's blowing. I'm with my wife. Today's Wednesday, so I need to get pretty much everything done and glued up today so tomorrow I can sand and finish it. The main focus of today is going to be threading elastic bands through this tie. Is that the right way to do it? No freaking idea. But we're going to try. And if we fail, I'll just blame the bomber. I'm drawing these lines so that when I use my hand drill, I can make sure everything is straight and consistent. And when I thread it, it'll all be in a straight line. Would this be easier with the drill press? Yes. Yes, it would. Do I have a drill press? No. No, I don't. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Luckily, the blowout's with the grain, so I can keep chugging along. Yeah, I think I need a drill press for this. My freehand is like what a lot of friends say about me. Not as straight as you thought. And after drilling out the holes, I had to clean them up a bit, so luckily I have a 2-inch long brad nail, so I was able to take one off and just punch it through. I think it was Red Green or Green Red who said, if you can't be handsome, be handy. That actually went pretty smooth. The only one I messed up on was the first one that I messed up on. All the others were pretty smooth. I had a lot of options on what I could use to thread this through. Instead of using nylon or synthetics or natural or whatever, I decided to use elastic cord. My reasoning is that this way you could still pull it apart and it won't bind. There's some flex to it. But at the same time, it's strong enough that it's not just going to fall off. We'll see in a year or two whether this was a good or bad idea. But it's a gift for my nephew, so... I mean... Is it going to last 2 years? Probably not. Idiot. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why? I haven't fastened them down yet. Picking it up, that way pushed it through.
One thing I always debate when posting these videos is, do I put music overlapping at all, or do I just leave it as natural? Because right now all you hear is a fan in the background. See? So I'm curious, let me know. Comment if you have any care one way or the other. Should I have music going through the background, or should I just keep it all natural?
Got this off screen. Trying to figure out what to do, forgot to record, and just started going to town getting this thing ready. Boo! Recessed out a little bit inside after you saw me cut it in half, so I could put the top part of the tie right in here, and then I'm going to do the same thing I did with the bow tie, create a relief in here, and then glue that right on top. Right, now let's try and fix this defect. My idea, cut a small piece of cherry, throw it in my drill, sand it till it's a circle and fits in, glue it in, and then cut it after that. Oh, you idiot! I tried to remove it from its chuck before I took it out of this, and it just splintered it. So I guess it's a tight fit. Jeez.
For those of you curious, I use basic islands to offset things for my cards. Alright, I want to prepare you for what is arguably the best transition in cinematic history coming up here. If I don't win an Academy Award for this, I mean...
Now the real test, did my little tape trick work, or did I screw this project over? And now it's time to sand. I hate sanding. It's the worst. Now that these are done and sanded, it's time for what is arguably always the best part, finishing it. I should look at the camera. I don't have a lot of time. I'm giving them to him today, so I'm going to finish him with some wax. It's a combination of boiled linseed oil, tongue oil, and beeswax. So, up.
The oil I'm applying here I actually got from Sam Malouf, who is an old school furniture maker. He gave out his favorite finishing recipe in an interview of Handmade in America in 1983. In it, he says he mixes equal parts of BLO, tongue oil, and a handful of beeswax, whatever that means. So I've been toying it around. I'm actually toying around with a lot of finishes. There's a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people online who say they have the best recipe for a finish, and so I decided to put that all to the test. There's a video that'll be coming out shortly where I test a lot of homemade and YouTuber recipes for finish versus some of the tried and true, such as Rubio Monaco and, tried and true. Because I had to give this to him today, I shortened the finishing cycle, and I don't know if it was for good, better, or for worse. Normally I'd let things dry overnight. Instead, I waited about 4 hours before applying this top coat, if you will, which is the generic BLO, beeswax, and mineral spirits.
So as for this fix I made, I definitely need to work on my repairs. This one came out okay. This one, it snapped off inside it. It looks like straight garbage. You know what? It adds character. Oh, that's just 20. It's freaking sexy right now.
Okay, in all reality, I think I made this a little too bulbous. I'm gonna see what I can do about shrinking that down. I'm just gonna hand sand the rest of this, reapply finish, and I will see you guys in the wrap up.